Hey friends, happy May. I hope you're enjoying the ramp up to summer as much as we are over here at Alan Sims Real Estate. The beautiful thing about the internet is that there is so much information out there, and I wanted to touch on a few headlines and articles that we're seeing on the internet, and this is all based on conversations that we've had with clients about what is actually happening in our market versus what we're seeing on the internet. So here are a few headlines for you. The first one, surging interest rates push mortgage demand down more than 40% from a year ago. Now, this one is meant to scare you into clicking on the link. And of course, mortgage demand is down. And here's why. Interest rates in April a year ago were right around 3%. With rates that low, it makes so much sense to refinance your mortgage down from your higher rate. So what we saw last year was mortgage applications included a ton of refinances as well as your normal straight up home buyers. Now, current interest rates today are between 5 to 5.5%. So guess what happens? People aren't refinancing their homes, and therefore mortgage applications are down big time from where they were a year ago because we take those refi applications out. Now, when you read this article, be aware of the fact that this doesn't necessarily mean that buyers are not applying for mortgages. So the second headline that we'll talk about is home buyers are running out of options as housing supply hits an all-time low. Now, this article is very true and talks about an inventory shortage all over the country with data provided by the National Association of Realtors. Now, what we need to do is remember that there are macro and micro markets in real estate. A macro market in this article is the entire United States. And what we need to pay attention to, though, are the micro markets, which is our specific area where we are living and buying. So how is the supply and how are the home buyer options in our local market? So I'm looking at numbers in South Montgomery County, and our listings are actually down from where they were a year ago, but our sales are also significantly lower. Now, because of this, what we are starting to see are more available listings in our area. External factors like inflation, interest rates, energy costs, those are all starting to play a role in the number of sales that we are seeing. So if our numbers stay consistent, then what we'll see is home buyers will have more options when we're looking for a home here in the near future. So guys, if you've been holding out on making a move because there's nowhere to go, this might be a great time to reevaluate your position. Now, the third headline, will the housing market crash? Experts give 5-year predictions. Now, this is actually a very good article. It's in Forbes, but before I give you a highlight from within, I want you to remember the last word of this headline, which is predictions. Now, that's all these articles are. They're people sitting in a room trying to predict the future. And I don't know about you, but all of my life experience tells me that predicting the future is 100% impossible. Now, what is possible is to make educated guesses, and the one thing this article does is talk about the rising home prices are driven by demand, and this has to do with the fact that millennials and Gen Z are entering the marketplace as buyers, which makes the buyer pool very deep. Now, this article also gives some warning signs that could dampen the market, like murmurs of a recession, increase in interest rates, energy prices, and inflation, which all affect consumer confidence. So again, guys, these are predictions, but these are things that we're constantly keeping an eye on here at Alan Sims Real Estate. And in fact, if you guys are seeing articles out there or hearing information about the real estate market and want to check in and see what it looks like in real life, reach out. We're here, and we love to have conversations like that with our people. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.